Okay, composite figures. So when you see these figures, it's basic 3D figures, but they can be separated. It's more than one, okay? And the way we're going to do this is you're going to find the volume by calculating the volume of each one separately. And then you're either going to add or subtract, depending on what your picture looks like. And so for our notes, I'm doing one of each. That way you can have some good examples. But let's write our steps first. So step number 1 is identify the figures. Okay, can't do anything until you figure out what you have. So identify the figures. Okay, second step, find the volume of each. Each one. And then you're either going to add or subtract. Okay? Add or subtract. And then this star right here, always remember to round separately. Round separately. So if there's somewhere you have to round them separately and then add them or subtract them. Okay. All right. So everybody got that down. Let's get started. The first one, which shapes make up the figure here? Okay, I gave you some time to think. That is a prism, rectangular prism, plus what? Because the prism is down here. What's the shape on top? It's a rectangular pyramid. Okay, remember pyramids only have one base. And so the top is pointy with the vertex, a vertice. So it's a pyramid. It's a prism and a pyramid. And why did I put plus? I put plus because you're going to add them. You need to find each separately and then add them. So I'm going to split up my work here. Let's do a prism first. And then we're going to add the pyramid. Okay, so split up your area in your notes like that. Let's do prism first. The volume of a prism is the area of the base times the height. Okay. And if you're still confused, this is the prism down here. Right here, the box on the bottom. This one. Okay. So to find the area of the base, I need base times height. So what is the measurements? 8 and 8. So 8 times 8 is 64. Okay. Let's plug it in. Volume equals 64. What's the height of this rectangular prism? How tall is it? 5 meters. Okay, so then we just do 64 times 5, and that is equal to 320. Okay, now let's pause. I'm not done here. I only found the prism. Now I need to do the pyramid. So let's scooch over. Pyramid, the formula is volume equals 1/3 times the area of the base times the height. Okay. So now we have to go do, we already have the area of the base. It's the same. The base of this pyramid is the same as this one. So what is it? 64. It's the same. So 1/3 times 64. What is this height though? The pyramid height. How tall is that pyramid? 6 meters. So here's the work for the pyramid. Write it down. 1/3 times 64 times 6 is a total of 128 meters cubed. Okay. All right. So do y'all see how we calculated each one separately? That's all you have to do, but you have to know what the shapes are first. And so now that we have them, now we just have to add. So volume is equal to 320 plus 128. And that is equal to 448 meters cubed as our final answer. Okay. All right, the next shape. So this is supposed to be a toilet paper roll. Toilet paper roll. So if you want, just put on here toilet paper. And so what two shapes make up this figure? Toilet paper roll. It is 2 cylinders. 2 cylinders, not one cylinder. There's 2 actually. There's a big one and a small one. And so let's do our work. Big cylinder first. And then we'll do the small cylinder. Now, for toilet paper rolls, y'all know the inside here, where I have this black, that part is hollow. So the cylinder inside is empty. And so what are we going to have to do? We will not be adding. What are we doing? We got to subtract that cylinder inside. That cardboard that goes inside the toilet paper, you got to take that away. So it's not going to be plus, it's going to be minus. All right, but the good news is cylinders are easy peasy. Let's just get started. So volume equals pi r squared times the height. So let's do the big cylinder first. Now, it might be tricky to figure out what the radius is and all that, but let's do it together. The big cylinder has a diameter of 8. And so if I want half of it, what's half of 8? 4. So my radius is 4. Squared times the height. What is the height of the cylinder? 13. Okay. All right. There's the first cylinder. Let's go type it in here. So pi times 4 squared times 13. Okay, so we have 600. It says round to the 10th. Okay, so, sorry. Let me change colors. Okay, so we're rounding to the 10th. That is 653.5. Good? Everybody good? I hope so. Okay, small cylinder. Volume equals pi. What's my radius for the small cylinder? For the small one, they put it up here. The diameter is 4, so what's half of 4? 2. So 2. 2 squared times the height. The height is the same inside, so still 13. Okay, do y'all notice? The height's not different. It's the same. All right, let's go see what number we get. Pi 2 squared. I'm just going to change the 2 here instead of 4 squared. 2 squared. Okay. All right, let's round to the 10th. 163.36. So 4. And remember, we are subtracting. We're subtracting minus. So let's write it down. Volume equals 653.5 minus 163.4. And that is what I'm going to go type in Desmos. $653.5 minus 163.4. Okay, so we subtracted it because the cylinder inside is hollow. So our total volume for this toilet paper roll is 490.1 yards cubed. That's a big toilet paper roll. Okay. All right, so remember, you got to figure out the two shapes and either add or subtract. Make sure you finish the delta math. Bye.